Okay, so we're here. I don't know what camera to look at either for the intro. Okay, let's look at this one.
All right.
We're here at Hidden Gems Literary Emporium inside of the one and only above our studios art gallery with Kenia Hale, like the weather. And you know, right?
Well, it's spelled H-A-L-E, but...
What is the word for two words that sound the same but are spelled differently?
Is it homonym?
Is it?
That sounds like... Can I do that?
I was about to say.
Hold on now.
Oh no, we gotta ask Siri. This is why reading is fundamental. Homonym.
Shout out Miss Bush. 11th grade teacher, let's go.
Homonym. You know, Hale is cool. H-A-I-L and maybe H-A-L-E because it's so unexpected. It doesn't come all the time. At least, you know, in most places, it doesn't come all the time. And when it does, it comes down like really in a really powerful way.
Yeah.
Kind of like this book.
Hey.
So we're here because we want to tell you all about the event that we have coming up Sunday. Please go on Hidden Gems Literary Emporium to find out more. Tickets are donation based always because we're nonprofit. We feel like money should be required. No, we feel like money should be recommended, never required. And so Kenia is helping us celebrate, and ironically, she just put out the first, can I say the first of many?
I would say so.
I want to say that.
I like that.
Yeah, the first of many editions of her zine.
Yeah.
So I'll let her introduce it in herself. And are they all going to be called Chasing Lanturnflies?
I actually, so to be honest with you, like this began as just an idea of like, you know, I was here and I don't know, just I met so many artists here and I was just like this is so cool. Like it was honestly, I almost just wanted it for myself. I was like, I want to collect everyone's art. And exactly, from memories. Because I'm like, this has been such a generative time in my life. Like being here in New Brunswick, meeting y'all. Like you literally were like probably the first folks I met here. You remember we met like a year ago or something like that.
I can't believe it's been a year.
Right?
That was before I was pregnant. That's when Truthy was a lot smaller.
Yeah. And we talked and you were like, you have to move to New Brunswick, and everything since then has just been so abundant.
Wow.
And so this really like, although it has my name on the front just because I like edited, curated, and designed it, like it's filled with like 18 young, like black, brown, queer, trans, young artists based in New Brunswick. And, yeah, just imbued with like the community, you know, like it's everybody kind of went into making this. And actually something really beautiful is like just yesterday I made enough in sales to like cover the printing costs and stuff.
So you're not in debt?
No, not debt no more. And like I like this really like the art and stuff that these folks shared with me was such a gift. Like I can't, you know, it's not like I necessarily like one day in my life I do imagine my writing being something that pays my bills, but for right now I'm just like, you know, I made enough to cover what I wanted. Yeah. I'm happy with what I got. Like, I'm planning to probably donate the rest of it.
Wow.
So it's just like a really beautiful cycle of like, this began with the community, and then the community bought it, and now the money's going back to the community.
That's right.
And it's just like, yeah.
Beautiful cycle. Exactly. That's how the flow of money should go. That's our philosophy here as well. How'd you come up with the name?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, for those who don't know, I mean, if you're in New Jersey, you probably know what a lanturnfly is.
Yes.
But it's this, like, invasive species that was introduced, like, probably a few years ago. I remember when I moved here, like, we didn't have lanturnflies in Ohio, so I was like, what is that bug? It's kind of, like, funky looking. Like, it's got these, like, red and, like, blue colors. And
Truth calls them ladybugs.
Yeah, all these spots and stuff. And, like, there's this huge public thing where it's like, when you see it, you have to smash it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the government is like, you have to smash these bugs, they're infiltrating, da-da-da-da-da. And like, you know, it's fascinating, kind of what we were talking about earlier, like life and like simultaneously like being told we have to kill these things, but also being like, okay, well that technically also is a life there, but they're also stealing life from a lot of other things around. So I'm like, well,
what do you do?
No, I'm like, I gotta, you know, gotta do what I gotta do sometimes. But I did think it was a beautiful kind of memory of like what this time, like this is such a pivotal time, like in history, you know. I'm like, there's just so much going on right now, and I was like, what is one thing about this time in my life and all of our lives here, specifically in New Brunswick, New Jersey, these damn lanternflies. And we are all collectively trying to chase these lanternflies, you know. And yeah, I was just really curious about what it feels like to be, especially like a young person at this time, kind of like making art. And so, yeah, I guess I had a bunch of different names. I was going to be like Smashing Lanternflies, but that felt like too harsh. So I was just like, we're chasing them. And when we catch them, I mean, we could decide what we do, you know, but for right now, we just go chase them.
Wow. And I feel like that also has another metaphorical vibe. So, okay, so a group of young people who all look different, but who are all the same, because we're all really the same. And all artists, all in the same area, all chasing a lanternfly, which is something that, you know, something that, like you said, is funky, is different, kind of beautiful, but we're told that it's dangerous and destructive. But we're all chasing it, I guess, maybe to find out.
Yeah, right. It's like like a little mysterious, you know, the chasing. Like it allows this ambiguity that I think is very beautiful. You know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you designed this yourself?
Yeah.
Tell us about what that process was like.
So I was telling Kyla, back in high school, I used to run the school literary magazine, and it's something that, like, it was a lot of busy work, but I really loved it. Like, I loved the process of, like, all these students submitting their work. You know, we would have this night where we would spend, like, hours just reading through everything and deciding what goes in, what goes with what, like, how like, what pieces, because each piece, each page, like, there's, like, a writing, and then there's a piece of art. Or there's, like, writing and, like, a music piece or something together. So I was like, how are these pieces in conversation with each other? And, like, that's just something that I personally love. Like, even in, like, my collaging and stuff, it's, like, the ways, like, seeing the connections between different things.
Right.
Is something that I've always loved to do. So this was really just fun. I mean, like, I was up late, you know, looking, making sure all the text lined up, making sure all of the, like, titles looked good, all of the page numbers looked good, and, like, yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
And also, like, it allowed me space to have a certain intentionality. So, like, for example, I didn't realize how important, like, the font of a text is, but I was looking up, and, like, there are people who make fonts, and so I got the fonts in this book from a specific place. It's this organization called Gender Fail, and they make fonts based off protest signs.
Oh, stop!
Yeah, so they'll take, like, protest signs, and then they'll make that into a font that you can use in books and stuff. So,
wow!
Yeah, so... yeah, just the fonts in here, like, they also carry that meaning of, like...
everything.
Yeah.
And you know what's so interesting? I was not expecting this. Because when you were vending at the Heart Festival, you had a zine, and it was just black and white on computer paper.
Yeah.
So that's in my mind.
No,
that's what I'm thinking. And so, but even when I saw the cover, I was like, okay, so she printed on computer paper, and this is just the cover, because that's what I saw last time. And then you came in with this. That's what I was like, let me see this.
Yeah,
it's so pretty. And even, you know, the colors, and I'm so impressed by this.
Thank you.
I'm really impressed by this.
It makes me really, really happy to be able to hold it in my hands. Because at first, like, when I was coming up with this, like, I was like, am I going to just do it on printer paper? Like, how am I going to do this? And I was just like, I want this to be, not that printer paper isn't special, but I was like, I really want this to just, like, you know, I'm going to put in a little bit extra money to make it look real cute. And so I'm glad that it does. And again, I'm just glad that, like, the community was able to you know, support me enough so I can make this a possibility. And
yeah,
you know, it's like a cycle that keeps giving.
Seriously, and I'm excited for people to come in and celebrate with us. And I'm looking forward to at least some of the contributors coming. A lot of in here, whom I know. Looking forward to seeing a lot of old friends again.
Me too.
I'm just so impressed by this. I was not expecting this at all. That's why I'm like, wait, you went to a printer?
Yeah.
You got it printed? Like, look.
Yeah, no.
Is Arya in the band?
Yeah, Arya is in the band.
Which one is Arya?
This is him.
Oh.
He usually has like big fluffy hair.
Okay. I'm still getting to know.
That's bad. Yeah.
Speaking of that, on Monday,
Yeah.
Speak Easy is going to be here, and they're kicking off the series of Acoustic Library, which is a music series with a literary twist. So each show features a band or performer, and we incorporate book titles in the production of their show. So it's going to be very intimate. If you're interested in that, go on Hidden Gems Literary Emporium. It only made sense to ask you guys to come first.
Aw, that's so sweet. When you told me about it, I was like, I am so excited. Like, we actually just yesterday were practicing and like trying to figure out what we were gonna play.
No, and when you let me know. So when you know, let me know so I can pull some books so we could.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure it out before. And you and Issa have been our first performance supporters since like the beginning.
Right.
First open mics, they were both up there. Every time we do something where we, need people to express themselves, both of them, thank you, always there. So, we always want to support you guys as much as possible. We love what you guys are doing.
We love y'all.
And yeah, when I heard Issa sing for the first time, I'm like, dude, you're a rock star. Like, you just keep going. Y'all, that was before there was y'all together. And then I found out you played the bass. I was like, yo, she plays the bass. That's my favorite instrument. Yeah, because I grew up watching my uncle play the bass.
Aww.
Yeah, so that's my favorite instrument. Yeah, it adds the funk.
It does. It is the funk.
It is the funk. Yeah.
And I feel like even with my bass playing, like in my family, like my great grandmother always wanted someone in the family to be very musical. So my parents were like, my dad specifically was like, one of y'all are gonna be musical, and it ended up being my little brother. Like, I just never really took to music like that. But then I don't know. I graduated college in the same way that like I graduated college and like immediately went back to my creative pursuits. Like, I was like, let me just buy myself a bass as a graduation present, just like see what I could do with it. So like the fact that not even a year later, like I'm in a band, like I'm playing music, like we're playing shows, like we're good. Like I'm like I be surprised at myself sometimes. I'm like, so
that's hilarious. We're good. We're like, people are screaming.
Yeah.
I watched some of your videos on Instagram. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Because you guys just started. The possibilities are endless.
I know.
Literally, the possibilities are endless. And New Brunswick is a great place to start a band, actually. Yeah.
But I think it's also, like, our band is, like, it's all people of color, led by, like, Black women.
Where do you even see that?
Exactly. And, like, so even to just be able to, like, even the spaces that we curate, like, we try to make them as friendly specifically to, like, Black and other marginalized folks as possible, because not a lot of shows are doing that, period. Even though this is music that Black people made. You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
Right.
And there's a whole history. We should talk about that on Acoustic Library.
Yeah.
I should introduce you guys with something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's something that people don't know.
I can bring those zines that I made, the ones about, like, Black rock.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. People need to know. You know. So yeah, this isn't going to be 3 hours like the last time you came to speak.
One thing we can chat. We start chatting.
Get
together.
I know. But so lastly, we have 2 events coming up. One is on Sunday, which is Express Yourself, and we are celebrating. It's an open mic. We're celebrating the release of Chasing Lantunflies. Yes, there's a tagline. Youth voices from a hot New Brunswick summer, and it was hot.
It was hot.
In many ways. Edited, curated, and designed by Kenia Hale, like the weather. And the contributors, not all of them, but I hope most of them, will be here to perform. Please come by and support this young lady and get a copy of this book. Have the contributors sign it, which is what I'm probably going to do. And because it's not every day. This is like a yearbook, dude.
Right. I'm like, I want all my friends to sign it.
This is a New Brunswick yearbook.
Yeah.
And if you are in the New Brunswick art scene, Arya, I have to call Arya today. Arya is from the laundromat.
Yeah. He was just telling me he's excited to have y'all like go to you're gonna be like handing out.
Yeah, they offered to help us raise money.
Yeah.
I literally wrote down Arya's name on because I need to call him. You see? So it's like if you're into art and music, then you'll know a lot of these people in here. And if you don't, come to the event. You can meet them, and you should. And I will say that the New Brunswick art and music community is great.
Amazing.
It really is. So come by to express yourself. And then the next day, come back and check out our acoustic library series, musical performances by artists you need to know with a literary twist, featuring Speakeasy first. Yes, because you got to speak easy. Why are you guys called Speakeasy? I never got to ask you that.
That's a good question. We were trying to decide, like, for a long time, our band name was insert band name here because we started our first show and didn't have a name, and so we were like, crap, like we just need to make something right now so that people could tag us on Instagram and stuff. So we made that, and Issa wanted to keep that. She was like, it's so anti-establishment to not have that. And I was like, that's fair, but it's also a mouthful. Like that's a lot to say to have people write down. So we were thinking about like what are things that represent like the kind of political and like revolutionary like things that we talk about in our lyrics and the things that we want to like share with our audience, and kind of landed on speakeasy. You know, speakeasies in like the 1920s being this place that was like secret and where people planned revolution.
We gotta talk about that too.
Exactly, and like you know we're in the 2020s now. You know, as opposed to the 1920s, and it's like that same energy is here. So
sure is.
So yeah, that's why our band is called Speakeasy.
Wow. Well, I'm excited. And so even our son has been to Speakeasy shows.
Yeah, true.
Jamming. We stay as long as we can. I always tell Issa that too. It's like, don't be offended if we leave early. It's like, not y'all.
It's okay. I'd be impressed with y'all at all because it's very loud. Like I get tired, and I'm, you know.
Yeah, we hang out as long as we can, and the funny part is, Truth usually wants to stay. It's usually me and Ray that's like, yo, it's past our bedtime. Yes. It's 9:30, it's almost 10 o'clock. We gotta go tonight. He's like, I'm dancing.
Oh, that's so cute.
You'll see him. I'm dancing. Like, son, come on. Yeah, he wants. Okay, we're wrapping up. See you guys at the shows. We love you for reading and writing. Love you, Ray.
Aww, that was cute.
Yeah.